Gentlemen, as great as AI is, it is not a substitute for your own human critical thinking. It's a fantastic tool. ChatGPT is very good. Absolutely. And then now there's Gemini and there's Grok and there's a few other ones, right? They're all extremely good tools that will help support your creative endeavors, that will help support you in your work, in your business. However, an over-reliance on AI, in my opinion, is going to be detrimental to society. And I said over. I put the word over before, right? Not using AI is bad, an over-reliance on it. Now you've got people that are basically in a relationship with ChatGPT. I'm going to ask ChatGPT this. I'm going to ask ChatGPT that. You know, ChatGPT told me. I'm like, bro, when was the last time you spoke to a human being? You're in your room all day speaking to an AI. And look, you can use it the right way. You can really learn a lot. Don't get me wrong. But go out there, smell some fresh air. Go for a walk. Speak to another human being. And from a creative perspective, I dare you to not use ChatGPT for everything. I dare you to have a ChatGPT detox. I dare you. Don't use AI for a week. See how you cope using your own human intellect. You know, a lot of us have stopped completely. We've stopped relying on our own, critical thinking. Everything is AI. Everything is just, let me ask ChatGPT, let me ask Grok, It's like, well, no, these are great tools to use to help you, but they're not meant to replace you. Right? Allow it to make you sharper. But don't allow AI to make you rusty because you stopped using your human faculties, your God-given human faculties. You know, there's the saying, right? If you don't use it, you lose it. And I'm a big believer in it, and that applies to so many things. Lack of use leads to loss. If you stop using your own human intellect and you over-rely on AI, you won't be as good at coming up with ideas as you used to be. Now, you can improve, on the other hand, to play devil's advocate, you can improve your ability to ask the right questions to an AI. Okay, you can do that. But still, I'm a believer in don't let it replace everything. You know, a lot of successful CEOs occasionally go completely, I would say completely, but you can't really go completely off the grid, but they go away for periods of time in more isolated destinations, shall we say, to really just think of ways to take their company to a whole new level. It's almost like a creative, it's a break that will allow them to re-energize and re-strategize. And it's usually somewhere in the wilderness, in a forest, up in the mountains. Being in nature, being with oneself, allows you to really get to know who you are a little bit closer, get in touch with who you really are. And it helps you come up with great ideas. And my concern for this generation of young men and women is that we're going to over-depend on technology and we're going to stop relying on our own intelligence and our own creative faculties, right? So absolutely use these tools. Take advantage of how incredible the technology is, but do not allow this technology to substitute you. You don't want to make yourself replaceable. You still want to be good enough so that an AI can't replace you in what you do. You know, for example, I believe if you're a tremendous communicator, excellent salesperson, AI can't really replace you. It can get good at understanding languages, and maybe an AI can become, somewhat of it can be used in like a pre-sale format to qualify you before you're passed over to a human. But I don't think it can really replace an excellent human salesperson, because the relationship element, the intimacy isn't there. And when you become so good at what you do, you can't be replaced. If you're an excellent musician in real life, you're phenomenal. Even though AI is really good now at making music, it can't substitute a real human musician who can go out and host live events, who can connect with the audience, you know, in a physical format, right? AI, the way I see AI now is it's going to allow me to get to where I need to get to faster. It's going to allow me to understand the legalities behind things. It can do some good quality research. It's like hiring several people at the same time. It's almost like you've got a researcher, a personal assistant. You might have a lawyer there in there as well. So it can fulfill a lot of things at a basic level, and that is a helpful thing to have, absolutely. But it should not be there to replace you. Okay, so think about how you're using AI now. Is the way you're using it right now conducive to your long-term growth? You know, I know a lot of university students are now using it, but do you feel okay using it entirely and not having any of your own intervention and your own critical thinking there? You know, like years ago when I would make YouTube videos, I'd come up with ideas from reading books and from having conversations with friends, and I still do that to this day. I have used AI to help me summarize certain notes that I've made and things like that. But, you know, I like having to think about ideas myself. I like having a coffee somewhere in a nice cafe with a nice view and thinking, okay, what could I make a video about next? You know, I was speaking to a friend actually about, you know, a particular topic, and this is how I start making notes. But now anyone can just sit there and be like, make me a video. Anyone can just sit there and type into ChatGPT, make me a video on, and that's it. Boom. And even though it's great at making you those videos, you still have to be charismatic enough to articulate your message to people online and make them want to watch the video. Okay, so AI may help you, but it can't do the work entirely for you, right? So it's a tool. It's a tool that will help, but it's not designed to replace you. Make yourself irreplaceable. Make yourself so damn good that no matter how good AI gets, you are an asset still. In your real human form, you are a clear advantage. Because if AI can do exactly what you do, then you're going to be replaced at some point. You are. Companies are going to be like, well, this idiot, he's sick occasionally. He's always late to work. And he never gets anything submitted on time. He's always complaining to HR about how mean people are to him. You know what? Let's just replace him. It makes sense. But if you're so damn good, where you're bridging relationships between companies, you're out there on the road meeting clients, people are saying good things about you. You know, the guy that you got in your organization, I just want to say he's tremendous at what he does, and the delivery, the customer service. You know, when you're so good like that, no matter how good AI gets, you're still way further ahead. Okay? So just something to think about on this Monday afternoon. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Let me know what you think down below. How are you currently using AI? Are you concerned about the direction it's going in terms of society and how people are over-reliant on it? People aren't doing things anymore themselves. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. I'll catch you guys in the next one.